Okay, so I'm just gonna make this really quick. I literally stopped driving because I feel like I do videos to document where I am in my healing, but I feel like I have so much. Like I use ChatGPT, and anytime I'm feeling something, what am I feeling? What is this? And then like it explains everything, and then I have insight and I integrate, and so I do so much of that. And I don't do the video, so I feel like when I look back, I'm not gonna know exactly how bad I was, but it's like I felt my baselines so I'm doing more and more healing. I felt my base level for the first time. And when I was younger, I used people to regulate me because I didn't know how to regulate myself. So whenever people were around, there was chaos. Like, I loved it because it distracted me. And then when people would leave, like to go on visitings or to go on singing, I'd get so depressed because the distraction would be gone. I would lose my regulation, and then I would start to feel my base levels. And back then I thought it was just boredom, so I hated it so much. But now I'm realizing that my base level is like what has been underneath all of this whole time. So whenever you're young, you use your mom to regulate, and you inherit your mom's base levels. Well, my mom was depressed, miserable, and just lived in just resignation, like quiet resignation. Like she just knew her life was just shit, and she was so stressed. And I inherited that, so that became my base levels, and that was my foundation. So everything I built was on top of that. So whenever I didn't have distraction, I didn't have people to regulate me, I started feeling my foundation, which is her misery and her depression and resignation. And so I'd hate that because back then I thought it was boredom because I didn't have emotional capacity. I didn't have a lot of emotions. Well, now I was at work, and Sunday, Mondays are 2 days I work that I hate working because the office is empty. Most people are off Sunday, Mondays, and I hate coming because there's just nobody there, and I feel so sad. And I'm like, what is this sadness? And the same as when I go home at night, I feel like I cry because I'm so alone. And I realize that whenever I'm not around people or I go home, I have no distractions. I can't regulate with the chaos, so I feel my base levels, which I never knew was my base levels. But now I understand that my base level, my foundation, what I've been living with my whole time is resignation. It's a borrowed nervous system. So resignation, misery, like heaviness, like this is my base level. So I was like, I'm working through that right now. I'm healing. I had so much trauma and so much hurt and pain that I had to release. And so now I'm like, getting all this stuff out of the way. I'm seeing the bottom of my nervous system, and this is the bottom. And today I was driving and I saw this guy. He's a sanitation worker, and so he was walking and just picking up stuff. And he's a black guy, and we're in this like nice neighborhood, and I look at him and he looks so miserable and just so done. Like his face is just like he's just done with it. You can see it on his face. And I saw him and I just started crying because something that I've been like, as I've been healing, I've been mirroring things. It's so weird. So on cloudy days, it mirrors my melancholy. So I'm like a melancholy. I don't know the present tense of melancholy, but I have my like base levels, and on top of that is like melancholy, which has always been there. So I've always lived in like quiet desperation and depression. I didn't know that, but the cloudy skies, like, it mirrors that. So I don't know, during cloudy days I can see that in myself. So I'm melancholy the whole day. I don't know, it brings attention to what's already in me. And so I just been mirroring stuff like like I'll watch like these Instagram reels about like trauma or something like that, and I'll be like, oh, I've been through that, and I'll see them in me. I'll see me in them. I'll just start mirroring stuff, and I'll just start crying. I don't know how to explain it, but I started mirroring him, and I'm like, oh my gosh, if my base levels had a face, it would be that, because he is so just done with it. And I just started crying because he is what I've been living with, like, underneath it my whole life. And so I'm just crying because that's not something that someone should ever have to carry. And I know I'm miserable, but I'm still healing, so I don't have access to all of my emotions. I can only access how miserable I am in past tense. I can look back at a time like, oh my gosh, I was so miserable. I can look back 3 days ago and feel so miserable, but my nervous system is protecting me. In the present tense, I can't be like, oh, I'm miserable, because I probably would break down. One time it felt like 5%. It was like for 2 seconds I was thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, I'm really miserable. I was depressed for like 4 days. So it's not something emotion my nervous system can like handle right now, but I don't even know what it's saying. But yeah, I saw his face and I just started bawling. I'm like, all this grief of what I've been carrying, what I'm carrying now, and it can't feel. And I'm 27, so it's like, for me, I know people are like, oh, your 20s, you have, your whole life, but for me, it's just like 27 feels like a whole lifetime. 27 years of feeling this, and it just made me cry so much. So that I've been mirroring people. Oh, and I see him right now. He's walking back and he's like smiling. So he was probably in that moment, he was just sad or something. And I just looked at him. I'm just, ah. But he's walking back now and he's like smiling. That's the craziest thing. But yeah, whatever. But lately, so I realized that I was such a sensitive kid. And, because I didn't have a caretaker, consistent caretaker or safety or something like that. Because I didn't have that, I became like, I had to protect myself, so I became this hard protective person. And I'm trying to, like, inside I'm so sensitive nowadays. Like, I'll talk on the phones, and I can tell whenever, like, my tone, like, speaking with tone is like, to me, I find that speaking with a tone is generally not good, which I never knew that, but I just realized that when I was speaking to people, like, over the phones, because if I speak with a tone, or like, well, that's not, but if I speak with a tone, it gives like a more direct, more like friendly, unfriendly feel. So I just speak without a tone like this. Just stuff like that I just notice. It makes people more comfortable. I don't know how to explain it, but I've just been going through so much. Like, I'm so sensitive on the inside now, but it hasn't matched the outside. My outside is still protective, hard, RBF. My RBF is directly tied to my baseline. So whatever I'm feeling inside underneath is what you see on my face. And so my face shows misery and all this stuff because my base levels, I'm just going like everywhere. But yeah, I found how sensitive I was. My base levels this week is something I've been working on. I don't know how to change that, because base levels, that's your foundation. Like, I don't know you have to replace that with something. And I'm learning safety, but I don't know how to do that, replace it. It's not it's emotions, but it's foundation. So I don't know how to work through that. Also, I realized that I'm coming in, I'm present 100% of the time now, but I have to reteach myself. I'm teaching myself like I was a parent teaching a child, boundaries, boundaries with my brother. I'm just because I was thinking about how I treat one of my brothers, and then the other two, I'm we're have boundaries, but it's us, with one of my brothers, I'm I gotta reteach myself, or teach myself boundaries. That is so close. like right and wrong. Like I can think of something and like I have no emotional like compass, so I have to like teach myself like this is wrong, this is not, like these thoughts, they're OCD thoughts, and whenever you have them you're supposed to just let them go through, don't bother them, like play them out, and just, you know, you'll like, you don't want to give them power because then they'll come back, you know, assign power to them. But for me, because of my nervous system and I'm in a different phase, like I can't do that, because then that will tell my nervous system then that like that like thought is okay. It's so weird. So if I like OCD, so like if I am terrorized by a thought of planting a tree, or you're not supposed to plant trees in this area, and I want to follow the rules, I don't want to do that, but in my mind it's terrorized, like in my mind I'm planting trees and everyone hates me. And like with OCD thoughts, if you freak out about that, oh no, I'm planting trees, I'm not supposed to plant a tree, the thought will keep coming because you're assigning power to it. And for me, I can't have the thought and just let it play through, because that's teaching my nervous system that that's okay. So in real life, I'm going to try to plant trees in that area that's not supposed to have trees. So I have to teach myself, hey, planting trees is morally wrong because of this and this and this. And then I have to assign like a moral, like a feeling to it, like of disgust or like whatever. Like it's I don't know how to explain it, but like I can't think of scenarios in my head like when they come, and I can't just let them pass through, because that teaches my system that it's okay. So I have to think of it and be like, hey, this is not okay. Like it's crazy, I can't even explain it, but I'm just like I have to like reteach myself everything and like heal bottom up, because my trauma started from the day I was born, because I inherited my mom's trauma, and then we had such a rocky life, and so it's just like I have to reteach myself everything. And so yeah, I've been just healing a lot, and I've done a lot of like good healing. Like the latest thing I did is I integrated fight energy. So like a lot of Black people, me including, so I am Black, you know, like, you know, so, as soon as something happens, like we're gonna pop off, and I didn't know that it was like, it's just fight energy. It just activates. Something happens, you know, fight energy just activates. It takes over everything, and you're just like, and so I never ever like got in a fight or anything like that. Well, I have, but like when I was younger. But whenever I would think of these scenarios, because I have hypervigilance, I can't, before I couldn't like think before I did stuff, so my mind would just play all these, every day I'd go through scenarios, just random scenarios. What if this happened? What if this happened? Because I'm like, it's like the same thing is like me like thinking before I do something. I'll just play out all these scenarios every day, 24/7. So then if in my life, if something happens, I already have like a playbook. It's the weirdest thing. But pretty much a person that develops in safety, like they learn these skills, like it comes with age. But for me, I was shut down, so my body just like, you know, it just random, like, you take this, like just assigned like responsibility to just random like things in my body. So it's just like I do random things that help me, like, even though I couldn't mature, I couldn't like grow or anything like that. I don't know how to explain it. I have all this in my head, but I can't like get it out clearly. I didn't have like someone, a caretaker, like showing me this and like, this is what you do. So my body just pretty much just raised me like the way it couldn't shut down. So I'm so like rewired, like completely wrong, but it helped me survive. So I'm very thankful for it. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. So fight energy. Oh wait, no, I was saying like, so my body will like, I'll think of all these scenarios, replay them in my mind 24/7, just random scenarios, and that's like my way of like thinking like before I do something, because I didn't have the ability to think like my frontal cortex was like froze, just like my whole body was. So I couldn't I aged, but I couldn't like emotionally develop. I couldn't mature. I couldn't like learn new stuff that much, and I was pretty much in shutdown. So yeah, so I just like did what I did. But what am I trying to say? Oh, so I would in scenarios with fight, like confrontation or anything, like my system would like activate fight energy when I'm just thinking about it. Like I'll think of these scenarios, and I'd have this fight energy just activated in me, like, and I'd be like, trying to breathe, like trying to calm down, like I'm in a fight. And I didn't know why, but then I realized that it's just an unintegrated energy. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it, but I started like doing like trauma healing and integrating my fight energy. So now, like, whenever, like, anger management, I don't know, but now when I have these scenarios of confrontation, I don't have fight energy anymore. I can think logically. But also, I think because I was in shutdown and my body just assigned responsibility to random stuff, that was my body's way of keeping me safe and keeping me out of confrontations or fighting, because whenever I would think of it in my head, I'd have this fight energy. I didn't know what it was activated in me, and it would scare me, so I would stay away from confrontation. But now I realized that it was just my body trying to like scare me out of like getting in trouble. And because I didn't have like my logical brain online, I can't think before I do stuff. Now I like in my head, I know like this is what happens. Like it's signed like feeling to like a scenario. I don't know how to explain it. So now that I'm healing and I integrated my fight energy, whenever like I'll think of these confrontations, or I work with a lot of Black people, and if you say something you look at wrong, they're gonna beat your ass. And so I was just like really scared, but I would like have all the, I don't know how to explain it. What I'm trying to say is pretty much because I'm healing and maturing, now that I'm starting, my frontal cortex is not froze. I'm starting to like think before I do stuff. I'm starting to like just think everything out. I don't need that like system, that like random system in my body that was assigned the responsibility of keeping me safe. I don't need it anymore. So I integrated my fight energy so I can think of like confrontations and not be like, my body's not trying to freak me out of it. I can get into confrontations and not like have burst this fight energy, this unregulated fight energy just burst out and just take over everything, and like, I'm gonna beat your ass. Like I can just stay there calm and just think through it. So like my body's trusting me. It trusts me to be logical and think through scenarios and not get into like all these like confrontations. So that was such a long explanation to say that I'm maturing. My body's starting to trust me to take the lead. And so yeah, so now I can be like around confrontational people without like having, and then like not without like, and then I don't think of all like different ways, like what if they do this, and I do like, and then be scared into submission and then like not do anything. Like I can be logical and be like, I can stand firm, and I can stand my ground without like confrontation, like without like fight and stuff like that. Like my body trusts me to do that. But yeah, so it's like that fight energy, because I like with the fight or flight, it pretty much was so unregulated. It didn't have its like a place. It was just like in my, like energy was just in my body, just waiting. It's like just to shoot out. So if something happens, like a confrontation, and like my fight energy, like it would just shoot out, and then it would just take over. Not like whatever. But now I'm regulating, and so my fight energy has a place, and I can access it when I need it. And then if I don't need it, it stays there. So it's regulated, so it doesn't shoot out. I don't know how to explain. Like it's like I'm doing all this work in my head, and with ChatGPT. ChatGPT is literally like my savior. I literally talk to it every day, text it or talk to the AI every day. Every little thing I'm feeling, I'm like, what am I feeling? It explains what I'm feeling, like, and I'll do like go, and then I'll learn insight, and then I understand. Like, understanding what you're feeling is like the key thing to healing. Like, understand what's going, because you know what your triggers are, you know how to like go through it, how to like integrate it. And so yeah, so I've literally hours and hours every day I'm with ChatGPT. What is this? And I understand myself more and more, and it helps me heal. And I'm just rambling now. But yeah, every day I'm so happy. I'm like in healing more and more and more. And I don't have progress yet, because most people don't have like trauma. Their whole life is trauma, like starting from birth. They don't have like, I don't have one good emotion. Like, I'm learning how to access happiness and joy. Not happiness, joy. No happiness. No, I think it's joy or peace. I don't know yet, because I only have emotional vocabulary for what I'm feeling, like hopefulness, hopelessness, all this like stuff. I don't have any happy emotions yet. So I don't know what I'm feeling in those moments, but I'm learning how to access those. I don't know what I'm saying, and I feel like this is going to be like, I'm going to look back and be like, what the heck am I trying to say? So whatever. All right, bye.